That was beautiful. Thank you, Don. Good morning. Oh, let's do that again. Good morning. Yes, yes, we are small this morning, but we are powerful. We must remember that. We are the power of the living God. Inform you all. We are it. We are it. So it's very lovely to welcome you all this morning, and I want you to know that love is spoken here. This is the place where love is expressed. We stand in the shelter of each other because we know that standing alone, we are not able to be the most magnificent expression of God that we really are. So when we stand under the shelter of each other and when we provide shelter for each other, we allow ourselves to go deeper, and we allow the strength that is within us to come forth in a way that when we know that we are supported, we are able to give more of that beautiful, grace-filled self that we are. So again, I say good morning to you. I'm so happy to join all y'all this morning in this beautiful space. And in space and time, everything is possible. We live in this field of infinite possibilities, and when we come together, when we get to come together as a group, and when we get to share, we discover greater possibilities. It expands our mind. Our soul is opened more. So that's why we come into community together, so that we can be the magnificent selves that we are. So again, I welcome you, and if you are new here today, I'm so happy to welcome you here. If it's been a long time since you've been here, I welcome you home. And it's just a wonderful place to be. Love is spoken here. And so I'll just tell you a little bit about what we'll do here. We pray. We believe in the power of prayer here. So we have a prayer box at the back of the sanctuary, and we have blank prayer requests. So if you have something that's on your mind or something that you would like prayer support with, please feel free to write it down, put it into our prayer box, and myself and Reverend Linda will pray not only for you, but with you this week, because we believe in the power of prayer. And we don't believe that there's a time and space out there where prayers have to be said at 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. We believe that when we put out the prayer, it is there. It is there to be experienced, accepted, and manifest. So we would be happy to pray if you have something on your mind or something that you would like prayer around. You don't have to put your name by it. You don't have to put anybody's name by it. But if you'd like us to contact you, and we would do a personal prayer with you, just put your name and how you'd like to be contacted, whether email or phone or whatever, because we truly believe in the power of prayer. I've heard people say, well, I did this and this and this and this, and then I prayed. We believe in praying and then doing this and this and this and this. That's what we believe. We believe in the power of prayer. So I wanted to tell you that. And also this Sunday is our potluck Sunday. So we come upstairs. We're up here in our sanctuary, and we hopefully have food for the soul, food for the intellect, and we get to think and discern what we want to accept, what we want to embody, and what we want to let go. And then we go downstairs and we meet with each other, and we have food for the body. So it's just a wonderful Sunday, and we're glad every one of you are here today with us. And we will start then our service with our first congregational song. So I'll invite you, if you'd like to stand up, sing along, and it's just a lovely, easy to sing song. And here's what we need to know. We are free, and we are unlimited, and we hold back nothing when we turn to that truth and to that acceptance.
I am free, I am unlimited, there's no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now. I am free, I free, I am unlimited. There are no chains to bind me. I'm free, I am unlimited right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains to bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now. I am free, I am unlimited right now.
You can be seated and just breathe that in. Yeah, that's the truth of our beings. We are free and we are unlimited. And actually, we are limited. We're limited by our own beliefs, our own erroneous thinking. So let us move now into that place in our service where we bless the children. We do this every week because we know that's our business. It's our business to support the children of the world. And we support them by our good thoughts. We support them by our kind acts. We support our children by the role models we are. And we support our children by guiding, listening, all the things that are good. We support our children by. So let us say together, we see you, who you really are, made in the image and likeness of God. We cherish you, we support you, and we love you. And breathing into that idea that we cherish, we support, and we love the children of the world. And that includes you and me. We're all children of the living God. And allowing that idea that we are, each one of us, you are precious. You are cherished. And you are loved. And from the words of Ernest Holmes, peace be unto thee. Enter and be not afraid. I have left the gate open, and thou art welcome to my house. There is room in my house for all. I have swept the hearth and lighted the fire. The room is warm and cheerful, and you will find comfort and rest within. The table is laid, and the fruits of life are spread before thee. The wine is also here. It sparkles in the light. I have set a chair for you where the sunbeams dance through the windows. Sit, rest, and refresh your soul. Eat of the fruit and drink of the wine. All is yours. All is yours. You are precious, and you are welcome. And so with that idea that we are all welcome into the house of God, into the house of Spirit, into that place where love resides, knowing that we are all children of the living God, and that we are here on purpose with a purpose. We are the magnificent expressions made in the likeness of the One, made in the image of the One. And therefore that which we are made from lies within us unblemished, untarnished, unbroken, as magnificent as it was when we came into this state of being. And allowing the body, wherever we are, in our chairs, standing up, wherever we happen to be, allowing the body to easily take in the breath, easily release the breath, for that is the life of God within each one of us. The life of God that we are. The magnificence of God that we were created as and out of. For we know there is no place where God is not. So wherever we go, whether we feel like we are part of a community or a stranger, hold within your heart that truth that in God there are no strangers. With God, we are all the beloved children of its divine design and expression. Allowing the truth of your magnificence to settle upon you. Allowing the breath of life to move easily through you. Allowing the wonder of this moment to be present in your consciousness. Let us give thanks. And together we say, and so it is.
I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now.
Free. We are unlimited. And so I want to start out this talk this morning with a story from The Mental Equivalent by Emmett Fox. And in the Middle Ages, a citizen was arrested by one of the barons, and he was shut up in a dungeon in the baron's castle. He was taken down the dark stairs, down, down, down into the dungeon by a ferocious-looking guard, the jailer, who carried a giant key that was at least a foot long. The door of the cell was opened, and the citizen was thrust in, and the door shut with a bang, and there he was. He lay in that dungeon for 20 years. Each day the jailer came, he opened the door, he threw in a loaf of bread and thrust in a pitcher of water, and then he closed the door again. And finally, after 20 years, the prisoner decided he just couldn't take this anymore. I just can't take this anymore. I don't want to commit suicide, but I did want to die. So he decided that the next time the jailer came down, that he would attack him, and the jailer would kill him in self-defense, and thus his misery would end. But he decided before he did that he needed to examine the door carefully so he'd be ready the following day. Going over, he caught the handle and turned it, and the door opened. To his amazement, the door opened. Upon investigation, he found there was not even a lock on the door, and there never had been. So in the 20 years, he had not been locked in except by his belief. Isn't that an amazing story? So many years ago, I went to, before I read Emmett Fox, I went to a Silva class, a weekend intensive in Seattle. And one of the exercises they had us do towards the end of the class was to imagine that you are a bird, and what kind of bird would you be? And I don't remember what kind of bird I was, but I do remember I was in a cage, but the cage had no walls. To me, that was a very enlightening thing. It was a wake-up call that we create our own cages. We create our own walls, and we don't have to. And I'm guessing that that's not just me that has done that. I'm guessing that's true for many of us. We feel stuck because we're unaware of the many opportunities that are available for us. And we are unaware of how powerful we truly are. We just need to change our inner song. Some of us have allowed others to define who we are. You'll never amount to anything. You're not ever going to be as smart or as cute as or as witty as Marty or George or Bill. Those kinds of things. Some of us are defined by how we're treated. Perhaps we grew up in a dysfunctional family and we were treated poorly and we decided we don't deserve any better. And here we are today. We get to understand that's not the truth of who we are. That truly is not the truth of who we are. So we have an ongoing foundations class right now, and we're learning to look beyond how things look to the truth of what they are, to know our own wholeness and our own holiness. So it's kind of like we've been sitting in a dark room with all the lights out and the shades drawn. We're just sitting there in the dark. And so what I would suggest that we want to do is lift the shades, let in the sunshine. The sunshine has always been there. All we have to do is lift the shades and allow and open the door and allow in the light of the divine, the light of God. We are the sons and daughters, individualized expressions of the one. We can allow the power and the presence of Spirit to fill us up, to spill over. Just like the sun fills up the room, it's up to us. We can allow the song of the one to burst forth through us and as us. So electricity is an energy that is unseen. It does not need a device to exist. When channeled through a device, however, it operates the device. It expresses itself. God is that. God is like that. Out there, unseen, it does not need a device to work through. God expresses itself as an unseen power flowing. And it can flow through you, and it can flow through me, and it expresses itself as it flows through each one of us individually and collectively. God expresses itself much the way as electricity does, unseen. And I can tell you about the unseen power of electricity. When I lived in Alaska, I worked for an electrical contractor. And we had two men who were blown off a pole by electricity because they thought the wire was dead, and it was not. Unfortunately, they had on safety gear and they survived. But think of how powerful that electricity is, and know how much more powerful your God and my God is. How much greater is the power of God than the power of electricity? The limitless, unseen power of the divine, it flows through each one of us easily, effortlessly, and it is good. Because God is the only source, the one source. The substance of all things comes from that mighty source. Where there is no substance, there can be no intelligence. Where there is no substance, there is nothing. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And it was from that Word, that divine Word, that the whole entire world was created. The Word was God, and it still is. Sometimes I think we forget that. The Word was the source, and it is still our source. Our source is not the person who pays our salary. Our source is the divine. We are contained in it. The Word is the idea, the thought of God, and it is the cause of everything that exists today. God always has, does now, and always will create form. Thought is the life principle that animates all of us, all of us. It is the eternal intelligence that thinks and knows the nature of all things. It is in nature and it is in each one of us. This all mind knows and has from the very beginning. We are contained in it, and it is contained in us. There is no separation. We limit our beliefs, you and I. We limit our beliefs. We think and believe in disease and poverty. Some of us even become it. We become that disease. We think and believe we are unloved and unlovable, and guess what? We become it. And we crowd out friendships and love relationships in our lives because we believe we are unlovable. It is up to us to open those shades, to open our minds to a greater idea. You hear it all the time. Change your thinking, change your life. Open your mind to a greater idea of what you can be. Last week in Foundations class, we were talking about mental equivalence. So what is I ask you now, what is your mental equivalent? $100? $1,000? How much money could you expect and accept? $100, $1,000, $1 million. Be truthful with yourself. At what point would your mind say, that'll never work? You know, we need to set goals. We need to envision things that we can believe. So be truthful with yourself. What is the realm of your belief? What can you believe that you can receive? Because that's what's limiting you. That's what limits you. How much good can you accept? A thimbleful or an oceanful? For instance, we may think we want a new house, and we have all these specifics that we want, but Spirit may have a larger and greater and better idea for us. So we can treat, which is what we call our prayers, or pray not for the house, but for what it represents to us: freedom, safety, comfort, family. We do not want to limit the divine on what it can give us. We don't want to shut those blinds again. We need to remain open and receptive to all the good that God has in store for us. God has a lot of good in store for us if we are willing to receive it. I don't know about the rest of you, but I have set goals. I have affirmed things, and then I got them. And then it was like, now what? I don't know about the rest of you, but I got it, and I discovered that was good. Okay, now what? Because it wasn't the core. It wasn't the thing I really wanted. I got what I affirmed, but I hadn't affirmed the fullness of God. I affirmed a very limited idea. And we have to remember, we're never, ever, ever alone. God is in us, and we're in it, always. Each one of us gets to face our own challenges, our own uncertainties, our own bumps in the road, if you will. And it's very important that we acknowledge them, and we support ourselves, and we support others, and others support us as we move through it. Sometimes when you're wallowing in it, when you're up to your eyeballs in alligators, let's say, it's difficult. It's difficult to see the truth. But I can see it for you because I'm not in that same spot. I can see the truth of your wholeness. I can see the truth of your divinity when you're stuck under the muck, stuck in the muck, and I can still see that. So sometimes it's important to have someone else know the truth for you. It's helpful. It's very helpful because I can't see it. So they can see it when we can't. Our prayer and our meditation is connection to the divine, connection to Spirit, and it orchestrates that internal song. Prayer is when we talk to God. Meditation is when we listen. Here at the Centers for Spiritual Living, we call our prayer treatment, scientific prayer. And there are 5 steps. And one of them is recognizing what God is. So you'll notice that God is all there is. God is light and love and peace and joy and wholeness and happiness and substance. God is everything and everywhere present. And what about you? You're one with it. I am one with that whole and holy presence. It is in it. It is in that presence that I live and breathe and have my being. So therefore, I am health and wholeness and love. I am all of those things. And then we get to go to realization, stating that truth that we want to realize in our lives. And that's, of course, different for everyone. But here's what I know. I know the truth of my wholeness. I know the truth of whatever it is you want to know the truth of. And I'm grateful. Now, we teach here that where you put your attention, where you focus, that's what you create. So when you're grateful for something, you're recognizing that God is reciprocating with you. And so you're grateful. Where I put my focus, that's what I get more of. And so I'm grateful for all of those things that I just said I know. I'm grateful for that because I know the truth. And then I give thanks. Yeah. I give thanks and I release it. And I release it to the law. And you'll hear me say I release it to the working of the law that always says yes, because the law is an impersonal thing. The law says, you say I'm sick, and the law says, okay. And you get to experience that. The truth is that you are not any of those things. What you are is a child of the divine. You might be experiencing illness, but you are not ill. The truth of who you are cannot be sick. It cannot be hurt or harmed in any way because it is one with the divine. It is one with spirit. So what we need to remember is to give thanks. Give thanks because it's already ours. Whatever it is we want, give thanks. When we are working in the realm of thought, we remind ourselves that we are, each one of us, practitioners. Anyone who uses a spiritual mind treatment is a practitioner. Now in this philosophy, we have licensed practitioners. They've gone to more schooling, but every one of us is a practitioner. Ernest Holm told us that conscious trained thought is more powerful than the unconscious. We are conscious that we are practitioners, all of us, and we make careful use of words. We use words that support us, that support our goals. And when you're in a group like this foundations class that we're in, that's one of the nice things because our classmates are ready and willing and able to point out when we misspeak. And that happens more frequently than you'd like to believe. We say things, we own things. We make I am statements. God is the great I am. I am is not sick. I am is not tired. I may be experiencing weariness, but the truth of me is whole and perfect all the time. I am. It is not true that you're sick or tired. You are spirit, and your truth is that you're spirit that cannot be hurt or harmed in any way. So we state clearly with conviction that the one life is our life. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. It is in that essence that each one of us live and breathe and have our being. In the Declaration of Principles, it says that faith is a certain definite mental attitude. Faith is an affirmative way of using this law, this energy, this force. We must not limit ourselves. So often we limit our good. We must not limit ourselves. Amid goodness, there's always room for more goodness. There's always room for more. Not from a place of greed, but from a place of giving from the overflow. I have a favorite affirmation, and I use it frequently. I have enough to share and enough to spare. Of whatever. I have enough to spare and enough to share. When we are living in the abundance of life, all the good things that the divine has for us, there is an opportunity to create beauty and peace and love in the world. And we're talking today about our internal song. So what is the internal song that you're singing? What the world needs is your song of joy, your song of love. Whatever it is that you are, the fullness of your expression is a gift that continues to keep circling and spiraling upwards. Ernest Holmes tells us in Living the Science of Mind that no matter how much good we experience today, we should expect and accept more good tomorrow. God is always giving to us. So I'd like to ask you just to close your eyes for just a moment and take a deep breath. And just go within and listen to the inner song that your heart sings. I am whole. I am perfect. I am love. My heart sings a song of peace and love and joy and abundance. I acknowledge my oneness with the one. So it is my hope that throughout the upcoming week, you will listen to that voice of the divine. Just pause for a moment and go within, even where you're in the muck, and listen to the voice of the divine, the voice of wholeness and goodness and love. And know that truly you are one. Lift the curtains of darkness and let in the godness, the goodness that you truly are. So let us pray. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There is only one life. That life is love and peace and joy. That life is harmony and abundance and health and wholeness. What I know is there is absolutely nothing outside of God. I am one with it. And if that is true for me, that is true for all. One with the one. Whole, perfect, and complete. One with light, one with love, one with health and wholeness, one with peace and joy. And what I know is that as I move through this day and through this week and through this lifetime, I am uplifted by spirit, that the song of the one emanates from me, from my heart. I know that all that I meet are children of the divine, and I acknowledge their oneness and their wholeness and their right to be perfect as well. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the powerful presence of Spirit in our lives this day. I'm grateful for the powerful presence of Spirit within each one of us. I am grateful for that wholeness. I am grateful for the love and the joy that we share. I simply say thank you, God, as I release this word now to the perfect working of the perfect law, the law which always, always, and only says yes. Please join me in affirming, and so it is.
From the earth to the sun, we are one, like the stars in the night. We are light, like the wind upon the sea. We are free, from the below and above. We are the servants of love. From the earth to the sun, we are one, like the stars in the night. We are light, like the wind upon the sea. We are free, from below and above. We are the servants of love. Shri Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, 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 Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. From the earth to the sun, we are one, like the stars in the night. We are light, like the wind upon the sea. We are free, from below and above. We are the servants of love. From below and above. We are the servants of love. From below and above. We are the servants of love.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah. So let's just take a breath and allow ourselves to just like resonate with this, the goodness and this community of love and this infinite possibility, that field of infinite possibility that is before us, before all of us. Oh, so let us, now it's time for us to acknowledge the abundance of the universe, the grace of God through all that we have, this unlimited good that is in front of us. And this center exists because of your generosity of time. You come and take care of our building. You take care of our everything that needs to be taken care of. Thank you. Your generosity of talents. Because we know that we do this better when we all come together and give the gift that we are. We share our talents and we build something and we sustain it and we support it and we grow it because we're a community of talented, loving people. And our gifts that support this community, it takes all of those aspects of the grace and goodness of God that we are. It takes all of it. And we're so grateful for that because we believe in the teachings of the principles of life. We believe that we are each entitled to miracles. We are each one of us entitled to greater good. We are each one of us needed to bring about a world that works better for everyone. And so as we get ready to share our gifts today, I invite you to say, as we'll all say this together, and just take a breath before we do say this and allow these words, the meaning of these words, because Reverend Linda talked about the power of our word, and we believe in the power of the word. So let us say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you. And so if you would like to come forward with the baskets, we also have in the basket, and if as it comes in front of you, please take a card out of it. It's a sweet card that is a statement of truth that Reverend Linda created. Please take one for yourselves. Take a couple if you want to, so you can give one to a neighbor or a friend. Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you. And so as our offering is being received here in the center, I would like to thank everyone who joined us online. You are part of the family. You are part of the village. You are part of that which creates love, light, joy, blessings, goodness in the world. And we are so grateful that we're doing this together. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being who you are, giving what you give to the world, because it's all needed. We're all part of that beautiful tapestry called life. Please join us again next week. We'll look forward to that because we're all coming together. There's no time nor space in spirit. And so we join our hearts together just like we join our prayers together and our blessings to each other. So thank you for joining us today.